Welcome to Exploring the Ozarks, where we tell the history and stories of locations, places, and people that make up the area. Here's Matt! Cheering. Take a bow, Matt. Take a bow. It's actually, I think this time it's for Jeff.
It is.
It's Jeff. Yeah.
He's bowing.
Jeff's quick to take,
Compliment.
Well, compliments. He's also quick to take the acclaim, which is good. You kind of have to in the field that he's in.
Yeah, somebody's got to. And with the film theme, we've had, we had Corey Kay's on lately. Who's who's a named actor and does a lot to cool stuff. You might see him in
films around the world.
Yeah,
actually.
he won some awards for a movie called Straight Edge Kegger. You guys might want to check out. That's pretty cool. And then we had what was his name? That was the pyro guy that does a lot of movies.
Mike Strain.
Mike Strain.
He was on here a little bit ago.
Special effects guy. That was super cool.
That conversation a little bit too early, I think. Yeah. We need to have him.
We could have gone on forever with him. But let's go through the intro real quick, guys. You're listening to Exploring the Ozarks here on Spotify or iTunes or Facebook. Hopefully,
I updated your notes, so it's all there.
Okay, these aren't my old ones. I just bypassed
they're new.
Them. Great.
Yeah, they're new.
So what we do over here, Exploring the Ozarks, is we develop relationships with people all across the Ozarks, whether it's a business, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's SATO48.
We're telling their stories.
Yeah, we want to tell stories of people, places, and just like everything David said, we are at Springfield Studio 1 here in Springfield. There's a studio, a classroom, podcast rental. Springfield Improv operates out of here. A&E's filmed.
And they came back, actually, last week.
Who did?
A&E.
Oh, did they
had to
really?
do a pickup episode.
Man, you don't tell me about this stuff.
it happened during SATO48 weekend. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm so busy this week. Then A&E calls me on Thursday. They're like, hey, can we come and film all day Friday? And I was like, or Thursday? No, it was Friday. It was Friday, which was the day of the kickoff. And I'm like, yeah, why not?
I mean, like, that's the coolest thing.
Cool.
And that's honestly, David.
You never say no to business. I'm sorry.
No, especially
and I was telling because I had my team members here, and I was like, guys, excuse me, I have to take a call from New York. It's like, it's the only time I'm going to be able to say this anytime soon.
I was going to say, that felt good, didn't it? But,
it was.
But that's just the capabilities of what you're seeing around you guys. And today, what we have on us, David, hit us real quick with Patreon.
Patreon, if you're an individual and want to support us, $5, $15, $25, go to Patreon, which is a link on here, and you can do that. It helps support us and keep us on our mission of exploring the Ozarks.
Give us your money.
We're done.
We'll keep exploring more. And we've got
this is a really quick episode too.
That's what I was going to preface is we've got a lot of cool stuff coming out where we're going outdoors. We're checking out places you guys need to see and all that.
We did a float on the Finley River a little while ago.
Pretty cool too.
We had Galena set up, but then the rain got in the way.
Yeah,
we're going to reschedule that.
We're going to do a really cool little float trip video for everybody to see what the James River is all about.
It turned out pretty good
because it is a local staple. But today we talked about relationships earlier, and today we had SATO48 creators Jeff and Kyaw on our podcast a few weeks ago, and this is one of the, I don't know what to say. I guess this is probably one of the best, coolest events that Springfield has that a lot of people still don't know about. Mm-hmm. We have a nice little coffee mug here, so you guys can kind of spell it if you want to when you're looking it up.
It's also a fun shirt on the wall behind you.
Fun shirt on the wall.
I survived SATO48.
Well, and let's talk about why it's a survival thing, right? Because we don't usually get to sit here and talk back and forth. So Jeff and Kyaw, we do want to say thank you for continuing the relationship with Exploring the Ozarks. We know that you guys have a lot going on right now with SATO48. So here's what we'd like to do. First of all, let's revisit what SATO48 is. Mm-hmm. I'll let you guys do your pitch, and then we'll explore some more stuff. So go ahead and hit us with what SATO48 is, first of all.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, David.
Yeah, thank you very much. SATO stands for Springfield and the Ozarks 48-Hour Film Challenge,
where teams of filmmakers have 48 hours, just 2 days, to make their 5-minute film.
And not sleep.
Sorry, David?
And not sleep. I was going to add that in there.
Yeah, that's right. Not sleep and eat all the bad food that they're not allowed to eat all year long.
A lot of Red Bull.
No kidding. Ripple. Well, sure. We did have one team once. We'll get back to that.
Yes.
They did a drinking scene, and they really drank, and of course they were late, right? They didn't get a film figure.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, so the filmmakers have 48 hours to make this 5-minute movie, but the twist is they don't know what the movie has to be about until it's revealed to them in the form of an inspiration package. God. And then they are scrambling to make this film, make up a story, make up characters. They often have their locations and equipment and a lot of pre-work done, but oh my gosh, it's those final moments. And then we set a 48-hour deadline.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you tell them about this year's inspiration package?
Okay.
There we go.
So this year the inspiration package it had a structural element and then 3 inspiration package elements that could be tangibly identified on screen.
Okay,
The
so
structure-
let's
Go
talk about what that stuff is. If you can give us some examples.
Sure. Well, but this is we can.
It's been
reveal
released,
this-
so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they literally finished. Sunday was this last Sunday. She planned on getting this episode out quicker, so like this last Sunday, it was done. So they can talk about everything.
We can talk about everything except next year's inspiration package.
Right, right.
And don't give us any ideas, because if you give us an idea for the inspiration package, we're like, hecky darns, we can't use it now. Because it's out in the world. So
Just think it at them. Just think it at them.
keep your genius ideas to yourself, you two.
I'll email you. Okay, I'll email you.
Okay, no, it doesn't work that way.
Oh shit. Okay, fine.
So this year's IP,
Because I can't see who you blind carbon copied. Okay?
I don't do that though, guys.
So this year's inspiration package was a structural element and 3 pieces that can be seen on screen and demonstrated as being fulfilled. The first was that their screen story, meaning the length of time that their story covered, their plot, could only be exactly 15 minutes long. So a kind of slice of life short film. Wow. Then the first inspiration package element was they could not communicate the 15-minute limit with any timekeeping device.
Oh, no.
They had to find another way to express that this quarter hour was coming up.
Wow.
Or they were in the middle of it. Secondly, they had to include a flashback, which involved a child's toy or anything played with as if it is a toy.
Okay.
And they had to include, as the third inspiration package element, a flash forward where a sound not normally considered sacred was treated as sacred.
Wow. Okay.
Do you want me to tell you about my film so I can tell you how that worked out?
Yeah. And all it's still, they didn't, all within 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
So they didn't get any more time to tell their story. They just had to tell a story of a certain time.
Okay, so how long does the film have to be?
5 minutes.
Okay, so it's a 5-minute film.
5-minute film or less, because sometimes people do animated or they'll do a film on their own, and you can get about between 3 to 5 in there if you're doing animation of any kind of complexity. We've had some amazing animated films and some amazing single-person teams.
Wow. Man, so because I've always heard that animation takes quite a long time to develop. So do they do a lot of pre-work and then they just kind of fix it to what it needs to be for you guys with the inspiration?
No. They can't, Matt, because they don't know the story.
Right, they have no idea.
Well, I mean, they can make characters. Right. I mean, they just can't determine what the character's going to do.
Oh my God, that would throw me off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the same way that you can have your live cast standing by, you can have your animated cast standing by.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of pre-work. A lot of pre-work goes on these things.
So what we're in the middle of right now
is we're screening all the films that have been submitted.
Well, how many were submitted? How many actually signed up, and how many submitted?
We have
61 submitted.
No, yeah, we have 74 signed up and 62 films submitted. Now, here's what's interesting about that. That's 80%. Mm-hmm. And it is from day one. We started this event in 2006. This is year 18. From day one, this percentage of around 80% has stayed no matter what through the pandemic. No matter what, X number of people show up, and 80% right around there every time end up turning in a film.
Wow.
Now, some of those films are late, but only by one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those films can't compete for awards and prizes, but we still screen everybody at the Moxie, which is another distinguishing factor we have found for SATO48. Is we show all the films. A lot of places select the films to be shown. We feel like the best learning opportunity for filmmakers is to see their work on the big screen in front of an audience in a setting that's theatrical. Now, the internet is perfectly fine. I'm not saying anything against watching things on your phone or your TV. As David Carr once said to me, he goes, some TVs are approaching the size of some of these movie screens.
That's true.
That is true. But it's the watching with other strangers who don't know you, who don't have any idea.
Well, we should clarify, the Moxie does have it's like a 40-foot by 20-foot screen. So
it is.
There's no TVs like that. So definitely go to the Moxie to watch these films.
I wasn't saying that, but people, we're in an era where people are kind of being seduced by their home experience, which is fine.
Not in this case, Jeff. They need to go to the Moxie.
That must come well, here's another reason they must come to the Moxie. The filmmakers are not allowed Right, John? The filmmakers are not allowed to post their films anywhere for any reason, for any audience. They can't even share a link with their family. Now, how the hell do we police that? Well, we keep all of them under surveillance. That's how.
That's what that black car is. I knew it. I knew it was something.
Exactly. That's the biggest part of our budget, by the way, surveillance and enforcement. No, so they can't until after the last Moxie screening, because we want the Moxie for the filmmakers, but also for the Moxie, but also just because of the excitement around it. We want those screenings to be the premier screenings of all the SATO48
right.
films.
And that makes sense because you guys make it an event. You guys invite a bunch of people, and I'm sure that not just the filmmakers show up, but I'm sure they probably have family and stuff, because to me, it's something that you're never going to really find anywhere else. I don't know if there's anything else like this anywhere. Would I be remiss by saying that
but not here locally?
Well, no, David, there isn't, because there's nothing else like this that has John Jeff at the head.
That's true. That's true. And actually, so short film festivals are there's not a lot of those, like 5 minute or less.
That's what I was thinking.
Usually they're longer.
And here's an historical tidbit. The reason this can happen, in the first place it started happening, was in England. Oh. And it happened because the technology, you could actually, in 48 hours, you could do something because you didn't have to send it out to a processing plant. Mm-hmm. You could have the great sound equipment there. You could make music right there in your computer. This is when things were, heating up around being able to do everything inside of a computer. Non-linear editing, you didn't have to go to some huge editing bay. It could be on your computer. So all this, was the foundation to foment this creative thrust, and now we just see it everywhere. And
so let's sorry to cut you off. We only have like 9 more minutes left. So
I've got a 9-minute set I can do.
Well, mainly because I say that because one of the things we always love to hear here is the stories of the participants.
Yeah. But
I also want to make sure that you can talk a bit about the award ceremony, like 1 minute on the award ceremony. Then let's talk about what was the SATO48 weekend like. Like, what are the stories that you can tell us out of that? Like, what went good, what went bad. All those fun things.
It sounds like it's such a fast process.
It is.
And you've got all these moving parts and so many egos and so many people's stories.
And Jeff and John hear all the stories.
I can only imagine. Yeah. So
and we don't let those stories go by. We conduct exit interviews with a huge percentage of the filmmakers who turn in their movies because we want to hear those stories. Because,
so tell us the best story then.
Yeah.
What's the best story from this weekend?
The filmmakers come there themselves.
Yeah. You know what? We'll tell the stories, of course, but a good just thinking about your schedule to pick out some SATO48 filmmakers and have them on the show and hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
We need to.
We could, but that's what we have you here for now.
Yeah, for the moment.
I'd say we definitely need to have the winners, runners up, things like that. We'd love to do that.
I can do it twice told tale, believe you me. But so the main one that comes up, and we just had this experience yesterday. We beg them, please learn festival manager, read the prompts, understand the process of what you're going through, get as much of your paperwork done as you can.
And that's what festival manager is, to clarify for the audience. That's where everything is submitted, is through festival manager. It's an online portal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is a result of obviously the great work that Adam Engebretson has done for us in terms of building a customized interface for this event. But also during SATO48 continued to put on the event through the pandemic. We just told the filmmakers you have to adhere to the Screen Actors Guild and the CDC rules. And John wrote a great joke. He goes, "Oh yeah, during those films made during that period, they're just as good of quality. The stories are just as interesting. Yeah. The only way you would know they were made during the pandemic is when you look at the credits. Everyone has the same last name.
Everybody's employing their families.
That
to
happened
be in
to me.
Yeah,
it was all. Yeah.
Well, and I'm sitting here looking at the awards criteria and stuff too, which we'll get into that too. But yeah, let's hear some stories.
Yeah. Well, so the Shannon.
No. Well, last night.
Yeah. So
time code.
There was a team, and they were just convinced they were on time. And the reason they were convinced they were on time is because they were looking at the clock on the computer from which they were uploading their film and uploading and submitting their film. So that showed that they were 2 minutes early. Well, in fact, that computer was owned by a gamer. And gamers frequently, when they run out of tokens on a particular game and must wait an hour or so before they can re-up, will log off, reset their computer's clock, and log back in. And that system goes, "Oh, okay, you've waited an hour."
Oh, gosh.
and then they get their tokens. Well, and when I said that, because I was on the phone with them explaining why they were late, they both went, "Oh my gosh, that guy is a gamer!"
Oh
no! So how late were they? Were just a couple minutes then, or?
Oh no, they were like 6 minutes because they didn't understand why they're because you get a Matt. This is a little bit in the weeds, but as soon as they upload and submit, and that means film and paperwork, not just film and paperwork. I'm going to pound into everybody, including myself, that we have to say it that way, and
Right.
it's escaping some people's ken. When you do that, you get an email confirmation that your film, the time it has been submitted, and whether or not it was later on time. Right. Well, it appeared that they were on time by the computer clock, but the email said they were late, and they were like, "Well, what's the discrepancy?" For these very moments, in the last few minutes before someone submits, we track their movements through the system so that we can go back and say, well, see, this is what the time code was. This is the step you took. And we played this video for the woman and the guy who was in the film. And they're both seasoned media people. And the producer, the woman, said, "This is great." She goes,
like a work band.
She was just so excited. Say again, David?
Oh, you're good. Sorry, I was talking to Matt.
He was prompting me.
Okay. So she was so excited because she said, "This is as good as black and white to me. I can now turn around to the team and confidently say what the little hiccup was, and we're improving every moment. So next year we're going to have a countdown clock, but we're also going to have an official time clock."
There you go. Yeah,
because we had the countdown clock this year, which was kind of cool, actually. It also was kind of nerve-wracking because I'd log on to Festival Manager and say 6 hours left, 3 hours left.
Right.
But it was cool. It added to the tension of the event.
It was also unnerving because I would call David anonymously and say, "You don't have much time."
Thanks for the reminder, though, right? Well, because if you're all wrapped up in this and it's such a rigmarole of trying to get it all done in the time allotted that, you even get a phone call, it's going to screw you up, right? But, that is great for everybody to know that you guys do have a little leniency, but you're pretty hardcore about your timing. So that's the basis of the whole thing anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold on, Matt, I'm going to stop you there. We don't have leniency.
Oh, yeah.
It is, here's the deal. Again, in the weeds, but it's interesting to know if the deadline is 6:46 p.m. Central Daylight Time. In effect, they have another 59 seconds because as long as it says 6:46, they're good. The instant it says 6:47, they're late. So
they're done.
There's a 59-second grace period in there, but after that, there are no exceptions.
All right, we have 2 minutes left.
All right, so let's do this real quick. You're fine. So the awards criteria, so I'm assuming each one of these, you have to hit each one of these, or these are separate. So let's go through it real quick. Best film, best interpretation of the inspiration package, audience favorite, which the audience is actually going to select their winner of what they feel is the best one, cinematography, direction, editing.
Every year I win audience favorite. I tell people it's about the films, not me, but go ahead, Matt.
So modest. We love it. But, so you've got cinematography, direction, editing, performance, the poster. Do all of those things have to go into that film for it to be up for the award, or are those separate awards?
I'll let Jaw explain that aspect. They are, to answer your direct question, they are separate awards, but here's how those awards are adjudicated. And this also sets us apart. Go ahead, Jaw.
We only have like a minute left, so I think a simple explanation was good. Yeah.
He can do it. No, Jaw can do it.
Do it, Jaw.
Do it, Jaw.
The awards are said they're different. So the award, let's say, editing award is going to go to the editing editors around the world who are professionally editing either film or TV, and they would decide who the winner is and who the runners-up are.
But prior to that, there's a local selection committee member who looks at all the films. It's a group of people, and Matt, you're going to be taking part of that. And they look at the films and they select the ones that they feel are best in those categories you just listed.
Okay, very good. So there's plenty of opportunity. It's kind of where I was headed for everybody too. Even if your poster's better than somebody else's, you can win an award for that.
Yeah.
You know, and what I will say is thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of this. I know that you guys are looking for more people to be involved with it, to be judges or whatnot. It's very flattering that you guys asked me to do it. So I am now a SATO judge. So everybody watch out.
We're gonna get you a wig and a robe.
We totally should, a pipe and maybe a robe or something like that. But so let's.
David, he might already have a wig.
Well,
everybody thinks my hair is a wig, actually, but it's just that good, right? But so let's talk real quick to finish up real quick. So what's the timeline look like right now? You guys have started judging these right now?
We first of all, Jaw and I don't judge.
Okay.
We don't look at anything. And this was an early on decision. Jaw said, if we watch these films and judge them, and a filmmaker comes to our house for dinner or we go out for drinks with them and then they win, that's why. Yeah. Not because they're good, because they're friends of Jaw and Jeff.
Smart move.
We choose those people to look at the films, of course, because that's part of organizing it. And so we're in the middle of that right now. Then those films will be shown at the Moxie May 4 through 7. Okay. That's Thursday through Sunday at the Moxie, and we'll be posting those times on our website, SATO, S-A-T, as in Tom, O48.com, and on the Moxie website. Then they are shown at then there's a recognition and award ceremony where we show the best of. So that's the night to get dressed up, red carpet. The Oscar of the Ozarks is how we describe it.
And what night is that?
That is Saturday, June 3rd.
Saturday, June 3rd.
And there's a big push this year to make it an even bigger event than usual. So if in the past several years you've been kind of unimpressed, come this year because it's going to be super impressive.
Right. And that's at the Galois is when you guys do the big award ceremony. And can people get tickets to that?
That is at the Galois, yes, and tickets for that will go on sale shortly.
Perfect, man. Well, you guys hit every single button we wanted to push.
Well, I have to
today.
say, I want to mention this thing too. We are offering packages this year too, right, Jeff and Joe? I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit to get people, have people be aware of how the tickets are working.
There you go.
Yeah, there'll be a filmmaker discount, absolutely.
Very good.
Okay.
All right, so the public can get involved in this. It's a super fun event. I've always known that it's definitely a big event. I'm glad you guys are at the Galois because now you can really grow.
Yeah.
So, you know, guys, and like I said before, thank you so much for coming on the show again. We're going to continue this as well. We'll probably do another one with you guys as we go to these other dates. So everybody out there in Facebook land and Spotify land, iTunes land, be watching us for this if you want to know more about SATO48. We will definitely let you guys know.
If I may, if you can do a podcast from the lobby of the Moxie, that is when you can bring on the filmmakers because they'll have just seen their film or they are about to see their film in front of an audience.
It's not a bad idea. I'll probably be there anyway.
And we've already got a good relationship with the Galois anyways with them in the Blues, so or Jeff anyways. But you know, we really, really love what you guys are doing for this area. I feel like this is kind of a mecca for people that are really creative. Every time we have a show, we find out more about people, and this is huge for us to be able to continue this relationship with you guys. So thank you guys again so much for taking time out of your day. I know you're super busy. I'll look forward to judging some videos and putting on my wig, and we'll definitely make sure that we see you guys here soon. So again, thank you guys for being on the show.
Thank you, Matt.
That was absolutely. Everybody else, keep exploring the Ozarks. Thanks again for listening to Exploring the Ozarks. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our social media channels to help us keep exploring the stories of the Ozarks. If you're looking for more ways to support our show, we have sponsorships for businesses and Patreon for individual supporters. Check the links in the description for more details. Thanks for your support, and keep exploring the Ozarks.